In the event of an emergency, how prepared is the state of New Jersey? I'm Jill Horner. This is Comcast Local Edition. With me this hour is New Jersey Assemblyman Fred Scalera of the 36th Legislative District. Thanks so much for being with us.
Nice to see you.
You are chair of the Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness Committee. Talk to us a little bit about some of the issues that you've had to deal with. They range from everything from a potential terrorist attack to what we've seen recently with H1N1.
Correct. Well, there's been a lot of issues in this state, from 9/11 to our response from New Jersey to Katrina to preparing. I served on the first school safety sector committee after Columbine in '99. Emergency preparedness has been my life. And the great thing about the state of New Jersey is we have been preparing for things. And I just spoke this morning at a group and talked about, our response to Katrina. We stayed there for 17 weeks. The state of New Jersey as a unit. Was one of the best responses. We brought our own doctors, our own nurses, our own radios, our own equipment. We were self-contained. And, a couple of years ago, we started planning for the bird flu, which, remember, something was no human-to-human transmission. And all of a sudden, what are we posed with but the H1N1 virus? And we've done great things to be prepared for that today.
Talk to us about some of those steps that the state has to take, because it can be often difficult to plan for every type of contingency, whether it be obviously a terrorist attack or something like a virus that can potentially mutate.
Sure, that's correct. The H1N1 all of a sudden appeared. And to the planning and some of the things we've done, for an example, prior to September 11th, and, we had anthrax calls and things, and there wasn't really authority for the Commissioner of Health in the state of New Jersey to act. We've done the Emergency Health Powers Act, where she can initiate emergencies, put health people under control, the response. She has a lot of authority and control. We fixed the program under the County Environmental Health Act, and we called the Emergency Response Act, where now units are tied together from DEP to Department of Health and Response, and they have to meet a certain standard, so that we're tying these things together, as well as the deployment acts on how to control units that are responding. We've changed those laws. We've put them in place. And when we had the hearing last week, and we had everybody from, the Commissioner of Health to the Commissioner of Education there, and the DEP personnel and others, it's proven that we have a good concerted effort. Our health officers are united. We have a links agency which shares the emergency health information. We have a Hippocrates health system tracking what's coming into the hospitals and where this is happening in the state. And we have a tracking system. We've built a state-of-the-art health lab that we didn't have to do anthrax after September 11th. And even today, where most states still have to send things to the CDC, we're now able to do most of that testing in state. We can turn it around fast.
Talk to us about the idea of interagency communication, because this has been a problem. We saw it on 9/11, we saw it at Katrina, where different first responders, different types of units weren't able to communicate. They were overlapping and causing additional problems. What are some of the steps that New Jersey has taken in order to counteract some of these problems?
Well, that's twofold. Some is still in working phase. Other things are still going on. We have built, as we took the work to Katrina, and it's better now, we have built and are building out an interoperable radio system across New Jersey. Except, I tell everybody, can't flip the light switch. You have to turn the dimmer. So it's coming online. But for this point, the Links Agency, which is a computer-based model for the health agencies to interact and share information, has worked tremendously. They don't need radios to do that. And then we were able to tie that into emergency management, share the information, and to distribute it properly and uniformly. And I think we have that down pat. It's not necessarily the radio transmission that we need to control the flu. The different things we need that we prepared for are pods, point of distribution in communities, to be able to distribute the mass prophylactics if we have to. The RSS sites at the county to receive, stage, and supply those pods. New Jersey proactively about 2 years ago, bought like 1.2 million doses of Tamiflu, which is a good agent against bird flu and is good against H1N1. One of the few states that went out and proactively did that. As well as we've worked with the feds on the strategic national stockpile for New Jersey.
All right. Thank you so much, Assemblyman.
Thank you.
We've been talking with New Jersey Assemblyman Fred Scalera of the 36th District. I'm Jill Horner for Comcast Local Edition.